So the third video for today will be Zombardment, like I promised. This is the deck list. It's pretty standard for Zombardment. It has 20 lands, among which Undiscovered Paradise and Dagmar Salvage for, well, Undiscovered Paradise for, where is it, Bloodcast triggers, and Undiscovered Paradise, so you can like discard it to Fateless Looting and still dredge it back if you're missing land drops. Or you can entomb for it in case you don't have a second land. Then it has like 4 Cabal Therapies as discard against combo decks and 2 Collective Brutalities. Against Brutality you can discard a like any zombie like Gravecrawler or Bloodcast, which actually is a vampire, not a zombie, and you can get it back from your graveyard. Carrion Feeder, you can sacrifice the Bloodcasts to keep returning them. Like Lingering Souls and Reach from Below tab use more putting stuff into your graveyard and sacrificing creatures. And Goblin Bombardment, the namesake card of the deck. And like 4 Fateless Looting to dig for more. It's actually like, it's meant to be a draw 2 cards without discarding, because if you discard a Bloodcast or a Gravecrawler or something, you don't actually, you can get them back from the graveyard, so it doesn't count as discarding. So it's then in the sideboard you have Surgical Extraction against graveyard deck and combo decks, Coffin Purge because you play for 3 Entomb, so you can turn 1 Entomb it and turn 2 flashback it to exile, like Grizzlebrand or something they're trying to reanimate. And then like some pretty standard cards. Perforos is probably against slow control decks, but I'm not 100% sure. Like I didn't build the deck list myself, so I don't know exactly when I have to sideboard in which cards. I took it from this Italian tournament, and it was it came in like 5th to 8th place quarterfinals in a 48 player tournament, so that's very decent. And yeah, so I'll probably make a lot of mistakes because I've never played this version, and this seems like a deck where sequencing your spells is very important. Like if you entomb something, what do you entomb? Like, do you play a land before playing Fateless Looting in case you draw a Bloodcast, or yeah, many very small choices, and making mistake will probably cost you the game because you don't have cantrips, so you need to play like pretty perfectly. Let's see, it has turn 1 zombie, turn 2 a zombie you can sacrifice to put counters on this one and replay it, Bloodcast to sacrifice, and something to kill creatures. It's very bad against combo, this opening hand. Like I think the deck is not so good against combo in general. But I have a feeling like Verdant Catacombs doesn't look like a combo opening. I'm actually gonna play Gravecrawler first, because then if they have a kill spell, it doesn't matter. And seems like we've lost connection. See, this is still going. Maybe it's the uploads that are slowing me down too much. No, they're not moving either, so maybe I just lost connection to the internet. Yeah, I need to restart Magic Online. So let's see what's going on here. All right. And connection is still bad. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be uploading videos, like 3 different videos at the same time, because of the bad Magic Online connection that I usually have. Anyway, looks like Maverick or Agrolome, probably Maverick if they play. I think I'm. Do I play Goblin Bombardment yet? I think I do. In case I play Talia next turn and we don't have anything, like, and we can't drop this anymore. At least this, unless they have like Knight of the Reliquary, this should shoot down like most creatures that he could equip the Cheetah to. Ouch. A Wasteland could hurt. So I'm gonna attack first. Then I'm gonna fetch a Badlands. Just like we have more red cards like Fateless Looting that we want to draw than green cards like Decay. Then I'm gonna play Carrion Feeder and Gravecrawler. Then the next turn we can start sacking these to put counters on the Carrion Feeder and like replay it from the graveyard. And we're pretty immune to Swords to Plowshares by now because of the Goblin Bombardment. Because if he's trying to plow one of our creatures, we can just sacrifice it to kill his creatures or put counters on the Carrion Feeder or damage him, depending on which one he's targeting. If he's targeting a Carrion Feeder, we shoot damage, and if he's targeting the Gravecrawler, we put counters on the Carrion Feeder. Okay, Knight of the Reliquary is pretty big, so we need to find a solution for that. If he blocks, we can turn it into a 3/3 only. But we can shoot it with we can shoot 4 damage with Goblin Bombardment. So I think we attack with all creatures first. See if he blocks. Like, I don't want him to block the Carrion Feeder, but I think it's still worth, like, otherwise we just sacrifice it to the... Okay, so we sacrifice them both and replay them both and sacrifice them again. This is a zombie, right? Yes. So we target the knight, we sacrifice Gravecrawler. We cast it again. Target knight, sacrifice Gravecrawler. And we play it again. We sacrifice the Gravecrawler. And sacrifice the Gravecrawler. Okay, there was a lot of work to just kill a creature. But yeah, I think we couldn't beat the 4/4. after this turn. Like if he untaps and has a fetch land, I can activate it to get like more fetch lands. What's he? Okay, and then if he's at 10, I prefer pinging damage to gaining 1 life. Here I'm gonna Faithless Loot to discard the Bridge from below and the Bloodcast, preferably. And then we have a land, fortunately, to return the Bloodcast. Alright. Yes, I want to return it. I think I want to play Gravecrawler. So we have another zombie to return our other zombie with. And we attack. Next turn we can deal 6 damage, sacrifice them all, deal 9 damage. So unless he has something good, then we should be able to win next game. I'm first gonna sacrifice the Bloodcast, because if we top deck a land, we just get it back. Actually, if I sacrifice one, I get a 2/2 token. So I should sacrifice all of them, because the tokens will be stronger. I'm just gonna equip it, sure, I will... Oh, wait, I should... Before killing it, I should... Yeah, I should not let the ping trigger resolve, because then this dies and we lose the Bridge from below. Against this kind of deck we may need like some of these cards. I'm not yet sure exactly which ones. I will... Let me see. They have Stoneforge, so we may want the Cable Therapy, but it may be too slow. Like they still 2-for-1 us. I think because they're not combo, I may consider cutting this. This is definitely for GT or big creatures. Yeah, I think I want it like this. The Mixed Stone should already do the same thing as Deluge. Yeah, like I said before, I have no idea how to board with this deck. So I may, because they're white, they may have Rest in Peace, and I may want to just cut down on the graveyard cards for game 2. But yeah, I'll play it like this first. So turn 1 Deathright, turn 2 Cryptbreaker, Gravecrawler, and whatever. I'll keep this. Even if they kill the Deathright, I'll still have 2 cards to play on turn 2. So this discards a card to create a zombie token, and if I tap zombies, I draw and lose. Seems pretty good. So they're fetching a... I'm not sure, Jita? A Batterskull. I prefer Batterskull to Jita. The other thing is just a big creature, big stupid creature that gains life. So yeah, if he already has Jita in hand and I name Stoneforge, then that's bad for me, but Anyway, if that right was a zombie, I could already have activated Creep Breaker. It's pretty cool. Okay, the Gravedigger's Cage, we need the 3 decays that we boarded in. That's our only out. Okay, he may name Deathright or Creep Breaker. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's a correct choice. Because this will create a lot of value over several turns. So I can play a second Deathright here, or I can just try to go white with Lingering Souls. Definitely want to exile the land, so he doesn't get the mana next turn. I think Lingering Souls, maybe actually Deathright and Bombardment gives me more outs to things he plays. But if he doesn't fetch us next turn, we'll never get 3 mana again for Lingering Souls. So yeah, I think I go Lingering Souls now, and if he plays something scary, we can try to Goblin Bombardment it next turn. This can safely attack, and this we leave behind. Yeah, this will be a good test to see how good this deck can beat Graveyard Hate. Like Lingering Souls is still pretty good, even without the flashback. So we might do okay. Like, I mean, we're pretty ahead on board for now. He has 3 cards in hand, none of which he's casting. Oh yeah, he has the Batter Skull and 2 other cards. So I can drop Goblin Bombardment, or I can drop Deathright and Carrion Feeder. I think I dropped the Deathright and the Carrion Feeder. And I will keep the second Deathright open, like I won't attack with it. In case like he fetches and wants to use the mana with his own Deathright. Yeah, next turn I will definitely play Goblin Bombardment. In case he draws like Toxic Deluge, then I can just like deal 7 damage to him instead of just wasting my creatures. He's not blocking with Stoneforge. That's interesting. Yeah, maybe I should have played Goblin Bombardment first to play around sweepers. Even Zealous Persecution wouldn't be that bad, because I could put the counters on Carrion Feeder. Okay, that's Not gonna be very big. Just a 2/2 and we can exile any land he puts into his graveyard. But I should watch out for him making a token, like a Mark Lage token with it. I'm gonna fetch a second Bayou here, in case he wastes us, then we still have Abrupt Decay mana for the Gravedigger's Cage. Which we don't even need anyway, but because I think we're still winning this game. Even with the cage in play. I'm first gonna play Bombardment. And then we should be able to attack with anything, because we can sacrifice it if he has if he blocks. We should be able to sacrifice them to carry on feeder first and foremost. And then Deathrite can still exile the creatures to gain some more life. Okay, I want to sacrifice this first to make this a 2/2. And that's 6 damage. Yeah, then he's dead next turn so far. He can hardcast Batterskull though next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can actually sacrifice these for 6 damage. And so if he only loses 1 more life, like if he plays an instant or sorcerer, we can exile, or we can play Lingering Souls next turn. We just sacrifice everything for 7 damage. So, what's he looking for? If he has Glacial Chasm, that's pretty bad, but he does not. So he's just trying to ramp into... Oh yeah, Batterskull. Sure. So first we attack with the spirits, because he can't block them, and then afterwards we should be able to kill him just with sacrificing all our creatures. Do I want to play around anything? I guess it doesn't hurt playing 1 more Lingering Souls. Just to have more fodder. Sacrifice Gravecrawler. And like the sacrifice. Yeah, I always thought the actual card Goblin Bombardment was pretty bad in the deck, like except for killing creatures. But dealing 7 damage as a like giant fire blast is pretty good, like just to finish him off after we couldn't attack on the board anymore. Let me see, where's the deck list? Zombardment, which Zombardment version is it? I'm not sure where I saved it. Yeah, I just wanted to open the deck to show it again. View deck. Yeah, here is the deck anyway. Yeah, we haven't used Entomb yet, haven't seen Abrupt Decay, but apart from that I think we've actually played every non-land card in our main deck. Or at least had it in our hands. Oh no, we haven't seen Collective Brutality or Rotting Rats either. Yeah, this version is pretty straightforward. I think one of the next weeks I'm going to play this one. That's a very different take to Zombardment. It has a lot more discard main deck, and it plays a Hidden Stockpile, which like is like a replacement for Bitter Blossom that doesn't lose your life, and together with Contamination, that should lock them out of any colors. And then for the rest it plays like the same Lingering Souls, Podcast, Detrite, but not like Gravecrawler and cards like that. It's yeah, and it plays 2 Grave Pact. It was actually really good. Like I played the deck a few times, and I went like 3 and 2 and 4 and 1, and like probably also 2 and 3 and 1 and 4 ones. And but yeah, it performed really solid in the beginning, but like after a few rounds, suddenly it started feeling like it wasn't working anymore. Okay. Here we could still be Storm, like Polluted Delta into Basic, into Therapy. I'm gonna name Brainstorm. Because then yeah, otherwise flashing it back next turn would be bad, because it could brainstorm away the cards we want to name. And we are not afraid of Force of Will with our deck. Now I think I want to just Collective Brutality him and take away, I don't know, something. Although I think we should actually wait with the Brutality. So I'm gonna play Carrion Feeder, and if it's not countered, I could flashback Therapy, like to force him to just throw away a bolt at our life. Because he doesn't want us to 2-for-1 him. So he's gonna play 1 bolt in response, so we are not incentivized to name bolt anymore. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Then I think we name, I'm not sure, Force of Will is not great, but it's the best answer against Brutality if he draws a creature. So I think we name that one, Force of Will. Yeah, fetching a land here was a bit preemptive. Like I shouldn't have done it, but I thought I was gonna play Collective Brutality. And that should set us back a turn, so we can't play Lingering Souls yet. Here I'm dropping the fetches, so I still can keep my options open about what I want to fetch. But I think I'm not gonna keep the Lingering Souls for Collective Brutality. because like he has Bolt and Swords to Plowshares, which are really bad against 2 tokens that I can flashback for 2 more tokens. So I don't think he wants to waste these removal spells, and then we can already start attacking for now. And I'm not gonna cast a Gravecrawler as long as he has Swords to Plowshares. I may want to discard it to Brutality later, but if we don't have another zombie to return him, then I would still prefer to discard a land instead. I don't think these decks, I mean, I don't know which deck it is, probably blue, red, white, Delver or Control. I don't think they play sweepers, so I am just gonna overextend into attacking with more and more spirits. Now the question is, do I want to entomb for another Lingering Souls? I guess it depends on what he's doing here. Oh, this is great. Just threw like it's a 2-4-0 because we didn't really spend a card making these tokens. Yeah, now I definitely feel like entombing for another Lingering Souls. He's willing to throw away spot removal just to reduce the number of tokens. I think we should be making more tokens. Lingering Souls. I think I should drop a land first to play around Spell Pierce. And in case we draw Bloodgast, I can still return this to my hand. Anyway, to return it. Sure. Okay, it was good that I played around Spell Pierce. He may still tase us, but then again, it's a 2-for-1, and we're still pressuring his life total. Here I may be incentivized to Collective Brutality and just drain and discard a land, and then just cast a Gravecrawler. This may be bad, in case he doesn't have anything on top deck Snapcaster to plow the Gravecrawler. So choose target opponent, choose target opponent, discard the Marsh Flats. Hope he has... Oh, he does have another plow. And we're free to keep attacking for now. It would be funny to just hardcast this, but that wouldn't do anything, so let's not play funny, but serious instead. Right. Yeah, I could have played the therapy before attacking, but then he would still probably have cast it before combat. Do I want to therapy him for anything? I don't even know what he could have that we are afraid of. He could have top decked the Jace, the Mind Sculptor, that he doesn't have the mana for. In every other card he would probably have cast already. Better Skull. We will definitely, as soon as he reaches 4 mana, I should probably get it out of his hand. Alright. He may actually be able to resolve the Better Skull if he draws 2 lands and we don't draw anything to flashback the therapy. Alright, Bloodcast, Sacrifice Therapy, name, I think, Better Skull. Jit is pretty tough too. I guess I can attack first, because it has haste. And if he blocks, of course we take the Jite, because then he can't file in the Better Skull. Therapy, sacrifice the Bloodcast, name Better Skull. Because with Jite, if he doesn't draw a land, he can't equip it to his Stoneforge. And I'm not gonna play the land yet, because it will come back with haste next turn, and he may not know that we will have the haste attacker. Okay. We are screwed. Yeah, therapy is coming a bit too late. If we had had it next turn, it would have been amazing. I'm still gonna attack to force him to use the counters. So, what do I therapy him for? Snapcaster Mage? Fork Bolt? That's not bad. I really need to get the bridge from below. Oh, I should have played the Bloodcast first, sacrifice it. And then play the land so I could bring back both with haste. That's a misplay. Now I need to tap this for mana next turn, just to be sure that I can return it with Undiscovered Paradise. I mean, just so I can return the Bloodcast every turn. Therapy him, name Fork Bolt. And must remember to tap Undiscovered Paradise end of turn. Abrupt Decay is exactly what we needed here. I'm obviously gonna decay the Jitte, and he's gonna gain some life. And our Bloodghasts will not have haste, which is a pity, but yeah, maybe I should have let him kill the Bloodghasts first. Or 10 or less. Okay, so they still have haste when he is at 10. That's great. I'm still discovering all the small interactions in the deck. I obviously didn't read all the cards properly. I'm not sure I want to return it this turn yet, the Bloodghast. It will come back next turn with haste anyway. And then if he kills this one, I can return both of them. I'm guessing he has Rest in Peace, so I want Abrupt Decay. He's blue, so I may want Red Elemental Blast. Needle and... no, actually no Rod seems good. Maybe Meekstone if he has True Name. All of these cards seem okay. Yes, Rest in Peace. Maybe I don't want to be stuck with too many of these type of effects. Yeah, Rotting Rat seems not great, not too great. Therapy is maybe 2 or 3 of them, could be okay. They have Swords to Plowshares. I don't want to overextend into a Carrion Feeder. Maybe Entomb isn't so great post-board. Like if they're on Rest in Peace, I may want to be more controlling version. Like this. Yeah, these ones are mostly for True Name, and these two maybe also for Jace. Because I don't know if this deck can beat a True Name pre-board. Turn 1 Fateless Looting seems good. And turn 2, depending on what he plays. Like if he's coming close to Jace mana, to True Name mana, I might keep open Red Blast. But I think first I loot. Then if Delver flips, Meekstone is still a pretty solid answer. I mean, to prevent it from tapping. I will discard 1 blast and 1 land, because I have a second one. Second blast. So we have to play around days for now. Actually against Delver, it's Therapy might be even good just for what he reveals on the days as well. So I think if we lose this one, I'm gonna side back in some dazes. I'm gonna play the Meekstone here. I'm actually gonna use the blasts to lure out the daze and then just play the Meekstone, because if he has it, it also stops True Name and it slows him down a turn. I mean, it doesn't stop Batterskull, unfortunately. Therapy for Batterskull, then he probably just files it in. So I may not care about Batterskull for now. I think I'm just gonna flashback Fateless Looting and see what are our options. Discard land and I think the therapy, because we have no idea what he could be revealing. The next turn we can play Deluge around days. Yeah, if I had therapy one turn earlier, it would have been good. So Deluge for 4, and then play Crit Breaker. Probably some Force of Will. If he left me Force of Will, he should have found it by now. So I think we lose to the Deluge being countered. Pay 4 mana. I mean, I could play Crit Breaker first and sacrifice Therapy, but then we lose 2 days, and he already played the days. Yeah, I think I played like this. And now we lose to Spell Pierce, so in the end, it didn't really matter. Because I would never have guessed Spell Pierce with my Therapy. No, I don't think I can win this. I'm just gonna concede. How to beat Batterskull. Actually, Choke seems okay. Therapy seems more okay than I thought originally. Maybe I don't want the Carrion Feeders. Which cards were bad in our hand? Crit Breaker is good because he draws cards. Brutality is okay. Maybe I want one more. I want the Gravecrawler back. Because it works better with Crit Breaker. But as said, I really have no idea what I'm doing here. I'm just gonna keep the turn 1 Crit Breaker, turn 2 Null Rod. It may be not good enough, but actually I'm pretty sure it's not good enough. At least, like if he has Stoneforge and he gets Batterskull, then like Null Rod doesn't do enough. Yeah, I'm playing Bloodcast first because Dazing Null Rod seems bad for us, while Dazing Bloodcast really doesn't. It's not a big problem for us. Let's play Null Rod first and then attack. He definitely has a counter spell, but otherwise he wouldn't have been thinking so long. So we have to try to play Deluge around Spell Pierce and Daze. Like you can't play around Force of Will. But we can play around the other card, like the other counter spells. No Delver reveal. I may jam a Lingering Souls and just see like if he wants to spell pierce it, that's fine. If he has like double stifle, that's bad. Scrubland. It's our only white source though. So I hope he doesn't waste it. Okay, so he did have the spell pierce. So I may jam the Toxic Deluge this turn. Because at least he plays around days. He doesn't play around force, but we still have the Lingering Souls to true name. That's fine if you let me deluge. Cutter Slate's end step. I think since he stepped out for Spell Pierce, I want to deluge for 1 now. He needs to have exactly force blue card. And I'm gonna end of turn fetch. Oh, that's bad. Do I have more Toxic Deluges? I think I have 2, right? Yeah, so I'm gonna end of turn fetch to bring back Bloodcast. No, it doesn't matter because we can't attack into a true name. Do I want to Brutality here? I do not. I want to play Goblin Bombardment. I want to flashback Lingering Souls. And I hope these cards are enough to raise him. Yes. Because if he attacks, we can attack for 4 every turn and he attacks for only 3. And if we like play the next one and flashback it, then like we can raise him even more. Only if he gets no, he can't equip it. Like if you would get the Chitty on the true name, I think we're basically lost, because then we would need first to decay the Cheetah and then to Toxic Deluge it afterwards, so we can't like give it +6/+6. Okay. Even though we're racing him, he's smart in attacking, because like he can't block the spirits, so he's trading 3 damage for 2 damage, like because he can't block the Bloodcast. That means like if he blocks the Bloodcast, he prevents 2, but he gains 3 by attacking me. And like I'm at 11, and okay, whoa. Sacrifice the Bloodcast. Okay, let's see. Then I will return it. I don't think I want... I think I want to flashback Lingering Souls, just like keep the pressure up. I may run into another Spell Pierce, but I don't think I want to Collective Brutality yet. Okay, he he does have another spell pierce. That's fine for me. I'm still like racing with 6 damage against 3. And I can sacrifice everything for like 5 more damage. If I attack one more time, he goes to 6. If I sacrifice everything... Okay. That's pretty smart. I think I attack him with a ping with Bloodcast. Because like he can leave this as a blocker, and then Bloodcast won't do anything for the rest of the game anyway. That's a strong card. Now I want to just drain 2, then like I gain 1 turn of him attacking me, and I can give my Bloodcast haste. It seemed to be... I thought it would be worth using the brutality like without escalating it. Like he needs to attack 4 times, I need to attack 2 times. Okay, that's bad. Actually it's not. Because if he gets an equipment he can't equip. If he gets Better Skull, I can still attack. Put him to 3. No, I can't attack with the Bloodcast. I can't put him to 3. I need to find 1 more damage. Like if I find Lingering Souls or a Bloodcast, I would be fine. But I don't. How many? I think this deck only plays 2 Lingering Souls. Yeah, if I had another Battlelands I would flash it back, so I could use the fetch land to return any Bloodcasts. But I think now I want to keep it for next turn to filter away any bad draws I have. Because I need exactly Goblin Bombardment, because Bloodcast next turn won't be enough, because he will get to play the Better Skull. And like if he blocks 1 and if I have another Bloodcast, he takes 2 and gains 4. Definitely want to cast Fateless Looting. Abrupt Decay would be nice for the Germ token. And now the Germ can start attacking. And I should be dead. Yeah, if I had used the Collective Brutality 1 turn later to also kill the Stoneforge, I might have had this game. But let's see. Attack with all of these. He takes 4, he gains 4. I attack with 1 token. Then let's see, I need to be able to block the what's it called? I need to be able to block the germ token, then he deals 3, 4, 5. Yeah, if he flips the Delver, I lose anyway. I think I attack with 1. Just because you never know if it might come in handy, the extra damage. Yeah, if I did not play Lingering Souls into the Spell Pierce, which I could have guessed he had, or if I waited one more turn with Collective Brutality, I think I would have been in a good spot. So, he attacks for 7, he attacks for 8, I take 4, he goes back to 6. What are my outs? No, I think he should have attacked with Delver, because I need to block the germ token. Unless he wants to keep it as a blocker. Six. I can't attack on the ground. Okay, I think that seals the deal. Okay, GG. It was a close one. Let's see if I sided out anything. I don't think Entomb would have saved us. Maybe Perforos. Yeah, Perforos could have dealt the final damages with the Bloodcasts, but couldn't have predicted that. Yeah, these kind of decks are very hard to play. It's very easy to make mistakes. I'm gonna mulligan because I really want a second mana. Like, and if you don't know every interaction in this deck, like, you might just run yourself into the ground, like I did. Mulligan, yes. I guess I'll have to keep this, and I'll put this on top. I'm gonna lead with Gravecrawler for some reason. I remember playing against him, but I forgot what it was that he was playing. So I'm just gonna start putting counters on. Actually, this adds 1 damage by sacking it and then playing it, and playing this also adds 1 damage. So I think I'm just gonna overextend first. Okay, that's fine for me. I mean, it would have been better to replay the Gravecrawler, because dazing Gravecrawler doesn't really matter. And I'm definitely gonna ping that Delver with my Goblin Bombardment. I think. I mean, we're too far behind on cards already. So I can't afford playing around the double days. So, kill the Delver. Alright. Sacrifice the carrion feeder for damage. Crit breaker seems pretty hot. At least it will allow me to replay the grave crawler. I'm not sure what I want to entomb for here. Like if I draw a land, I think I want to draw to put Bloodcasts in the graveyard, but if I don't draw a land, I might just want to discard it to create more tokens. Though Lingering Souls should be good against Delver. Sure. It's getting really hot here. So we have Deathrite. What do we want to? Well, first we want to attack for sure, because I'm not gonna activate the Crit Breaker yet. Because I think Deathrite is more useful. Do I want to entomb or do I want to ping him? I think I just start cycling the... So we target him, we sacrifice Gravecrawler and just replay it. So next turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage on board. So yes, is a pity we have to sacrifice them already. Oh, Frogbolt seems really popular today. So 1 damage, sacrifice Gravecrawler. If you draw fetch lands, we get if we draw fetch lands, we get what's its name, Bloodcasts, and then we can sacrifice it twice, and we have 4 damage on board. Alright, I want to entomb for a Bloodcast, then I want to return it. Yes, turn please. I guess we can play around Stifle by sacrificing it now and fetching now. Okay, he concedes. Yeah, I can't really beat that, I think. Deluge if he's on Pyromancer. Decay depends if he has Grafdigger's Cage. Blast seems good against Delver. Weakstone seems good against. Is Delver maybe True Name, maybe Angler? Rotting Rat seems more against combo. This card does not seem great in this version. And cut maybe, I don't know, here. Really bad at cutting cards from decks. I mean, there are not so many Entomb targets that I really want. So I'm gonna cut an Entomb. Turn 1 Deathright, turn 2 Brutality, discard Bloodghast. Seems good. Right, I'm getting tired, so I think after I finish this league, I am probably going to bed. Yeah, if he dazes our Deathright and wastes our duel, then we're not gonna win this game, unless we draw like a basic swamp or a fetch land this turn. Okay. He did have the daze, so if now he also had the wasteland, then it's good we drew the swamp. That's pretty bad. Although Bridge from Below should be able to win through the Grafdigger's Cage. So I'm gonna start with no, I don't want to escalate this yet. I think I'm gonna start with just a Bloodcast, and if he counters it, then so be it. We might still find our 2 decays for the cage. I think we have 2 decays in. And he did have the wasteland, right? Yeah, I played the Scrubland first, even though we have Lingering Souls, because if we draw Fateless Looting, I really did not want him to waste the red mana, because I want to discard the Bridge from Below to a Fateless Looting. I think I better wait until after combat, like in case he plays Electricity or something like that. At least we get either 4 more damage in, or or at least this Bloodcast doesn't get killed. That's fine. Yeah, the Brutality is actually a pretty nice discard outlet for the Bridge from Below. Yeah, as long as our opponent is just countering stuff, I don't mind. Like, we're attacking him and he's not doing anything else so far. So I want to start with casting Faithless Looting. Discard Bridge, and I don't know if we need, I think, if he has Angler, I really want Deluge, but I also want Brutality, but I also want the tokens. Actually, we don't have a white source anymore, so I need to discard this. That made it easy. And I play Crit Breaker this turn, and at least every removal he plays now still gets us a token from Bridge from Below. And if we have to play Toxic Deluge and kill our own creatures, we still get 2 more tokens. So Growth Digger's Cage is definitely a smaller problem than Rest in Peace. Wow, that's really aggressive. Why is our opponent being so aggressive? Doesn't he like us? I think we should all be friends. Let's see, opponent on 8 life, he's gonna cast Gormak Angler, and I'm probably gonna deluge that to get the... Actually, he's gonna exile our Bridge from Below, so I'm not sure how great an idea that is. Like, it's just gonna be 1 token for 1, so I'm gonna attack first, but then if he blocks, well, I still get a token, so... And then he could have Daze or Spell Pierce or Flusterstorm. Oh, I'm stupid. If I play Deluge now, I kill my own token. Like, I save 2 life. It's still pretty bad. Like, like otherwise I would have had at least a token and you would have to deal with it. But I think I'm committed to this line now. 3 life, okay. Yeah, at least we would have a 4-turn clock. No. So we play Gravecrawler and we kill, I think Deathrite is a bigger problem. Because it can keep us from attacking and still... Wait, what's he exiling? Lingering Souls, sure. I can't really cast that. So now I need a green land and a decay, or a second deluge. Yeah, if I didn't make all these misplays, I could have had a good run with this deck. Okay, that's the start. Attacking is pretty weak against the elemental token, so I'm gonna wait for now. And I'm definitely gonna side in the third abrupt decay. Maybe I should have killed the Deathrite, because then at least I could attack and he blocked, and we both would have had no creatures on the battlefield. Carrion Feeder seems okay. I can attack as a 2/2 if I need to. If I draw another creature, I can attack as a 3/3. Alright, here's another creature. I think I'm gonna trade here. Oh, this is going badly. You could have just had it, I think. Okay, Deathrite is very good. If I attack, he blocks with a token, but he still takes 1 damage. So I'm gonna do that, just to get closer to lethal. So I untap, and I kill him in 2 turns, if he doesn't find the bolt. This is very good. I drain 2, then I ping 2. It's Goblin Bombardment. Sure. I can pay and you're still dead. Exile a daze. Then, oh yeah, we win. Yeah, the deck seems pretty strong for being just a pile of like standard all stars from before. Like maybe they're getting played in modern as well, but like it just seems to be like a pile of X standard zombie tribal cards or something. Okay, GPA 93 is usually on either like some kind of mono red Stompy or Sneak and Show. Like this does not beat either of those decks. I think recently he was on like big Eldrazi with Voltaic. I'm still gonna keep it because like the deck, it does what the deck wants to do. Turn on the Faithless Looting into like discards Bridge and Broadcast. Okay, seems like he changed his style of deck. I hope he does not counter the Faithless Looting, because we have 2 bridges to discard. Okay, sure. Probably thinks you're on Black-Red Reanimator. It's like fetch into Badlands into Faithless Looting. Like the only competitive deck playing Faithless Looting in Legacy right now is Black-Red Reanimator. I'm gonna fetch the white source here. I mean, it's our only white land for Lingering Souls, but I also really don't want him to waste the Badlands, because I want to flashback Faithless Looting. Fatal Push, sure. That really does nearly nothing against our deck. I feel like I really want Lingering Souls to start blocking the Delvers, but then I want to get tokens from actually having the tokens killed, like when after I block. Because I think that's the... I think we just have to take 6 damage first. And this turn I can play Lingering Souls and Deathrite. And hope he doesn't have Force of Will. We first play Lingering Souls to play around Days. And yeah. And then we can block, they can each block a Delver, we get 4 tokens. Oh, they're tokens. I'm not gonna get any Bridge from Below triggers. Did not see that coming. So Deluge, Abrupt Decay against their Gravedigger's Cage, and probably like Red Blast and Meekstone. I take out the Rotting Rats, maybe some therapies. And I think there are less targets that I want to entomb, or things that I want to sack to Carrion Feeder. Yes, I would like to play first. And I want to keep turn 1 Deathrite. I don't have a red source. I also want to get a white source for the Lingering Souls. I think on the long term it's more important to get a red source. Like I can still make white 1 time with the Polluted Deltas and the Deathrite. I'm gonna play the Crypt Breaker first, then I'm gonna play double Gravecrawler, and I'm gonna tap them to draw a card. Actually, I'm not gonna do that yet. If he wants to stifle it next turn, that's okay. So I'm gonna tap all my zombies. Then I'm going to cast Lingering Souls. Actually, to play around days, I may want to tap my creatures first and try to draw another land. But I think I need to start attacking here. Yeah, because 6 damage seems better than just a random card and losing a life. He does play Stifle, it seems. I'm not gonna block, like he's pretending he has like a removal spell for 1 spirit. And if I were to double block, then he would just push one of them or bolt one of them. Well, now I can like triple block and then you would need like double removal spell. I'm gonna exile a land. To play another Deathrite. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna play the Deathrite first. And I'm gonna play the Gravecrawler. Like tap 3 zombies and attack with one of them. Because I can't attack with the Crypt Breaker. I can't attack with this one, so I'm only missing out on 2 damage this way. Oh yeah, I was confusing him with someone else. Like, he's usually on Sneaky Show, like the one with Mono Red Stompy and Big Eldrazi is GA Eliso. That's because they both play sneak attack a lot. That I was mixing them up. Okay, he's delving a Gurmag Angler. That's fine with me. I think I don't play around True Name here and just like go for killing the Delver. Then do I want to attack? Like the zombies I can just rebuy. So I think I blast the Delver so I can attack with all the spirits. So I can attack for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and like exile 4 cards. 2 cards with for 4 damage. And we win. I think none of these cards would help us in a situation like this. Maybe Carrion Feeder is okay against Gourmet Angler. See, because it can get really big. Maybe it's... That Goblin Bombardment can kill like Young Pyromancer, which this card can't. I think I'm just gonna keep my configuration. Yes, I like this hand a lot. It has decay for Gravedigger's Cage or Delver, and turn 1 Faithless Looting to dump some Grave Crawlers, depending on what my opponent plays. Okay, I will play in 2 days, but yeah, discarding these 2 cards and then playing this one and casting it back from the graveyard is really a lot of value. So I will keep open Abrupt Decay mana here, and next turn I will try to flash back the Faithless Looting. I should maybe not keep open Abrupt Decay and just play double Gravecrawler actually. I think I need to be more proactive here. Let's see, I could Entomb for a Bloodcast. My opponent clearly does not want to see a Bloodcast. Or he just is looking for a Surgical. That's possible. Like if I search Lingering Souls, it gets around Surgical. Okay. Does not matter again. Really does not want Bloodcasts. Alright. I will not play the Meek Stone until next turn. Because then if he has already attacked with it... Okay, that's pretty bad. And if he has attacked with the Angler... Like if I play it now, he won't attack before he finds Decay. But if I play it after he attacks, he has no reason, like, not to attack, because he doesn't know I have this card in my deck. Yeah, the Stifle was pretty rough. But I think I'm going to Collective Brutality and put the Bridge from Below in the graveyard. So that if he wants to destroy Gravecrawler in response, the bridge is already in the graveyard and I'm still getting my value. Like if he has a decay that he wants to use on a Gravecrawler for some reason. I mean, he should use decay on a Meek Stone, but... Sure. It's not really a 2-for-1 because the bridge is very valuable in my graveyard. Okay, the deck is really overperforming today. Like if we're getting one more win, then I'm gonna be very happy. But even if we end 3-2, that's still an okay score for this deck. Like I think I could get 4-1 if I didn't make so many misplays like the first round or the second round. But yeah, I think I should play it a few more leagues before before really starting to know how to play my spells. Let's see, he can start Tuebo, Tubo. And I will keep turn 1 Deathrite, then turn 2 Fateless Looting. Yeah, the Rotting Rats hasn't really done anything yet. Like it may be good against combo, I guess. But Thoughtseize just seems actually better. This opening, like some Storm decks play Thoughtseize, but in general this would be like Reanimator or like some Grixis for color control, and they usually play Thoughtseize main deck and Underground Sea. And I haven't seen Black Reanimator in a long time, so like my blind guess from this opening would be Grixis for color, like Leovold check pile control-ish kind of deck. I don't need, I think, the basic land and the, I don't know, this leaves us weak to wasteland on our next bio, because we only have like 2 green sources in the deck. But I think like with 3 lands we should be okay. Like if it's check pile they don't play wasteland and they don't play Blood Moon, so oh yeah, it could still be Bug Delver. Like Bug Delver also used to play Thoughtseize. Actually, it's a zombie rat, so it might be good with Crypt Breaker, I guess. Like to tap for more. I don't know, to tap for more card draw. I don't know, whatever. Oh yeah, it's probably like Bug Leovold with like Zenith, with like a Zenith package. In that case, I'm just gonna drop Rotting Rats first, because this is really bad against Leovold. Oh no, it doesn't target. I thought it was target opponent. Yeah, I didn't really want to discard something myself, to be honest, but yeah, whatever. I should have Fateless Looting and then like unearthed it instead. Natural Order into Progenitus. Seems like a possibility. I don't think we can beat Progenitus, yeah. Like, how do we beat a Progenitus? Like, we Deluge turn, like, before it comes into play, Meek Stone after it comes into play. I think we still want this, because like if he has Dried Arbor and some other small creatures, might be worth it. He may be on a blue deck. Definitely don't think this was not really doing what I want. And I definitely want the therapies to get her natural order. Maybe we don't need the blasts in this matchup, and maybe Deluge is not great either. They're not gonna be playing Gravedigger's Cage because they play natural order themselves. So I think I'm just gonna, well, Carrion Feeder is better than Bombardment in case they are on the Leovold plan. So this seems like a matchup that's very bad for us. So I think 3 and 2 is going to be our final score. I would like to play first. I think I have to mulligan this because it does not have 2 mana. This does not have 2 mana and this does. This is not going to be good enough. I can play Deathrite and next turn Entomb for a I can't remember the name, a Bloodghast before I play the land. Or not Entomb for a Bloodghast, I guess. Actually, I want to play around this. So I'm first gonna play the second Deathrite. Yeah, mulligan to 5 is pretty bad. So, do I want to play, like, do I want to let him attack first? I think I just want to jam. Because this Goyf is never gonna be big anyway, with the Deathrites around. And he plays Thoughtseize, so... And I think we'll have enough mana from the graveyard for the whole game. So I'm just gonna keep his graveyard small. But I will keep this in hand in case I draw Fateless Looting. Sure. Oh, he's clicking himself and shuffling back Progenitus. That seems like a good idea from him. Sure. If it is Progenitus, he gets one attack with it. Or he may have Decay. If we draw Cable Therapy, I will definitely name Abrupt Decay here. Or I may name Brainstorm and then flashback with the Death Rite. Exile the Tarmogoyf. Lingering Souls. Actually, I would say it seems good as a chump blocker. You can't really chump Progenitus. So I'm gonna play around Double Days here. And let's pray Meekstone survives. He could even sacrifice it to a next natural order to get a second Progenitus. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, maybe we should have kept it in hand. But I don't think that would have worked. So we are basically just dead. Unless we can gain all the life. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just gonna attack. Deal as much damage as I can. And then I'm gonna die. He's gonna play it safe and block some creatures. Actually, that's smart, because if you had Goblin Bombardment, then we would be able to kill him if he didn't block us. Okay, we weren't close to finding it out. So we made 3 and 2. I guess that's okay for a deck like this. I don't think you'll ever win a tournament with it, if that's what you're planning to do. But at least you'll win like 20 play points or something. So if that's your goal and you like funky decks, you should try this out.